Today I will tell how to make Minecraft AFK bot. Let's start the video. Firstly, join the Discord server from the description. Then, verify yourself. Finally, go to the repo access channel. Then, click on the code link text. Then, click on the fork button. After that, scroll down and click on the create fork button. Then click on the src folder button. Then click on index.js. Then click on the pencil icon. Then remove the old content by pressing Ctrl+A and the backspace key. Then go back to the Discord server and click on the code share button. Next, click on the zoom out icon. Then copy all the content using the mouse cursor and press Ctrl+C. Then go back to GitHub and paste the new content by pressing Ctrl+V. Then click on the commit changes button. Then click on the AFK text. Then click on package.json. Then click on the pencil icon. Then remove the old content by pressing Ctrl+A and the backspace key. Then go back to the Discord server, click anywhere, scroll down, and copy the update package.json text. Then go to GitHub, paste it, and click on the commit changes button. After that, click on the AFK text, then scroll down, then click on the code button, and then copy the git URL. Then go to the render web page from the description, click on the new service button, select web service, then click on the public git repo button, paste the git URL, and finally click on the connect button. Then scroll down and change yarn to npm in the build command. Next, scroll down and select free. Then scroll down again, and in the name of the variable type Discord_token. To get the bot token, go to the Discord developer portal from the description. Then create a new application, name it, check the box, click on the create button, and verify that you are human by pressing in the box. Then go to the bot tab, scroll down, enable the last 3 privilege intents, and click on the save changes button. Then scroll down again and click on reset token, then click on yes, do it, then enter the 2FA code, then click on the confirm button, and finally click on the copy button. Then go back to render, paste the token in the value field, and click on the deploy service button. Till this is deploying, follow my steps to invite.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that. Spitting slow, spitting fast, I could roast, I could gas. Think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past. And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're worth my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to
up and copy the render URL. Next, go to the BetterStack webpage from the description. After signing in, click on the Create Monitor button. Remove the old content from the URL field and paste the render URL. Then scroll down and click on the Create button. Now the bot is online 24/7. Enjoy. Thanks for watching.